Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. It's Zoe here again. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking and I hope you consider subscribing. Welcome to the family, join the family, click the subscription button, like this video, everything, okay? Join the family. Let's do this, okay? So guys, I'm so excited. So this video it's going to be a continuation kind of my last video. If you haven't watched my last video, definitely click up here or check the description box for the link to watch the last video. In my last video, I spoke about the top 5 jobs for international students in Canada. And this video, I'm going to be talking about how I got my first job in Canada just under a month. And I mean under a month. I came in the first week of January and I started working in the second week of February, right? So I am so glad because like I've met people. What happened to my voice there? Oh, because like I've met people and you're like, yo, how did you get your job that fast? Like I know someone who didn't get a job until after a year. I know someone who didn't get a job until 8 months later. But obviously that's not always the case. I also know some people that got their jobs maybe 2 months after they came or 3 months after they came. So whenever I tell people that, oh, I started working a month after I got to Canada, they're like, which kind of jazz you use? I say no be jazz, or I don't use jazz, or I don't get jazz from Okija. So yeah, so which is why I'm extending the job video kind of just to tell you guys and to share with you guys how I was able to start working in Canada. Because let me tell you guys, I knew like deep down I was going to start working fast because I started preparing from Nigeria, which is the key thing here. Prepare, get ready from back home. It's not when I got to Canada that I started getting ready for this job thing. I started getting ready months before I came to Canada, which was why I was able to start working pretty soon after coming to Canada. So stay tuned, get your popcorn, get everything, and I'm gonna gist you how it all went down. Okay, let's get it. Okay guys, so let's get into the video real sharp. I'm going to be looking down in case you see me looking down like this, because obviously I wrote down the points and the steps that I took, so I'll give it to you straight and clean. So now, like I said, I started getting ready when I was in Nigeria. Let me give you guys the biggest thing. Like I can just tell you guys straight now, the biggest thing that helped me was referral. I got referred by a friend of mine who works in my organization, okay, which was really helpful. I know most people don't know this, but in Canada referrals are a thing. I know sometimes we talk about our country, Nigeria, and obviously I don't know where some of you are from, beautiful subscribers, but for example in Nigeria we're always, you know, talking about how you need connections to get jobs and all of that. It's not only in Nigeria. Here in Canada you also need connection to get jobs. No, you don't necessarily need it, sorry, not need, but it helps to boost your chances of getting that job. If I refer someone and my manager knows this person was referred by me, the person is really highly likely to get the job. Or obviously I'm in the organization and I know when there's an opening, which obviously helps me. Okay, I tell a friend of mine, okay, there's an opening right now, I'm gonna give my manager's email, send your CV right now. Referrals is the easiest way to get jobs here in Canada. So that's just the biggest thing. I'm just gonna leave it right there. I will touch on that more later. But now, the first thing that I did, I prepped my CV. Okay, actually in Canada they call it resume here in Canada. So yeah, I prepped my resume from Nigeria. before I got here. So obviously I know a few people here, so I got someone who was working and I asked him to send me his CV. So I formatted my CV in the Canadian resume, with the Canadian resume format, right? Obviously different countries have ways that they I don't know, is it format, am I using the right word? Different countries have different templates or formats that they use for their CV or their resume. So I got one and I prepped my CV the way he had prepped his. So if you're coming in, start preparing. Don't wait till you come in. Prep your CV now. Ask someone who's in Canada for their CV, let them send it to you. Or you can check online. You don't need anybody really. Just check online for the Canadian resume format, resume template. Get it, set up your CV that way, get yourself ready. But first of all, you have to know the kind of job you're looking for. Obviously, in my last video, I'm going to be referring to my last video a lot. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it and then come back. So for example, if you want to work in a fast food chain, if you want to work as a care aide or a support worker, whatever you want to work as, you have to set up your CV kind of in that way to help aid you getting that job when you finally arrive. So prep your CV before you come. Prep it. That is number one. So obviously by the time you get into Canada at the airport, we all know whether you're coming to study or to work. I'm going to be talking about studying. When you're coming to study, you get your study permit at the what is it called, at the airport, right? Make sure that at the bottom of your study permit, make sure it says that you're able to work both on and off campus. It's important. I know someone that they only wrote you can only work on campus mistakenly, and she couldn't get a job outside of campus. It's not necessarily easy to get a job in your campus, in your school, right? And your school, obviously, they will even pay you much, probably minimum wage. So make sure they write it boldly. It's usually at the bottom of your study permit, able to work both on and off campus. Just make sure that they write that you're able to work, because that's number one. If your study permit or whatever permit that you're coming with doesn't indicate that you're able to work, that would hinder you. Obviously you can rectify it, but it would hinder you from working for a while until you solve the issue. So you don't want to be stuck solving unnecessary issue. Check it at the airport that they wrote it well. Check your study permit, everything is accurate, because you don't want to be solving unnecessary issues. So that is the second one. Now number 3 is getting your SIN, which stands for Social Insurance Number. Get it as soon as you arrive. See, look, obviously when I came, there was the whole quarantine issue, so I couldn't get my CV until 2 weeks later. Sorry, my SIN until after 2 weeks, because I was stuck in quarantine. But I think you can apply for it online, but I didn't bother because I knew that it will only take me a day to get it. Like once I go out, I get it that same day. It's not something that takes a long time to get. You go to Service Canada. I think that's the same in every province in Canada, not just BC. You go to Service Canada and you apply for your SIN. Guys, without SIN, you cannot work. Even if you have study permit that says that you're allowed to work, without SIN, you cannot work, because that's your social insurance number. You get paid through your social insurance number. It will be connected to the jobs that you get. So basically, if you don't have SIN, you cannot work. So make sure when you come to Canada, immediately you step out of quarantine, or the next day, in fact, go and get your SIN. It is important. It is a necessary factor to you getting a job in Canada. And actually, something that I didn't even write on my list that I just remembered is a SIM card, because employers like to call, right? So it's important for you to have a number that you can put on your CV, because obviously I've said prep your CV, right? But a huge hindrance to that is usually you put your number in your CV. So as soon as you can, get a SIM card, get a number, and put it on your CV. Put your number on your CV, because employers here, they like to call. They see your CV, they could give you a call. Like, you just see your phone ringing. This one is not like, you know how, like, we be back home in Nigeria. I know some people that used to do this a lot. You see an unknown number and you don't pick. If you like, do it here. You will not get opportunity. I mean, you will not answer your destiny's call. Yeah, because, like, obviously, like, I know you guys know this. Like, let me know in the comment section. Like, you see an unknown number and you wouldn't want to pick up because you don't know who it is, or you don't know if it's scam. Even here in Canada, let me tell you, shine your eye. This one, maybe I have to film a whole video on it, but beware that there are scammers in Canada and they will call you. Don't give anybody your SIN number. This is just a branch. I'm branching out now of this video, but never give anybody your SIN number. If they call you on the phone, they say they're from your bank, or they say they're from Revenue Canada, they will try to scare you on the phone to give details about your bank details or your SIN, because, like I said, your SIN is connected to your job and most of the things that you do. So with your SIN number, they can defraud you. So make sure you're not giving valuable information to anyone that calls you on the phone. That's by the way. So employers like to call when they get your CV. When you submit your CV, they call you. So make sure you pick up calls. It's not Nigeria or wherever you're from that you'll be like, oh, I don't know this number, who's calling me. You won't pick, except you don't want work or you don't want to answer certain important calls, because you don't know who could be calling you. So usually you'll pick up the call. If you see an unknown number, you pick it because it could be a potential employer, right? So get a SIM card as soon as you can so you can attach it to your CV, right? So you start applying. If you can get it immediately you land in Canada, that would be super, because that was one thing that hindered me a bit, because immediately I landed, I went straight to quarantine, so I wasn't able to get a SIM card and attach that number to my CV. So it delayed me sending my CV to certain places. I still applied, to be honest, without the number, because I was like, you guys just contact me via email, because obviously my email was in the CV as well, but the number is also really important. So I was applying without the number, and sometimes my friends would tell me you probably didn't get called early because there was no number on your CV. So try, if you can get a number immediately you land, so that you're attaching that number to your CV and applying immediately. Okay, that's actually an important tip. I don't even know how I missed that on my list, so thank God I remember that. So SIN and SIM card, important factors. Get those done. Okay, so now is knowing the requirements of the job you want. So I'm going to refer to my previous video. I listed some jobs there, or you might have the jobs that you want. If you want to work in tech, if you want to work as a support worker, as a care worker in fast food, as a waitress, wherever you want to work, know the requirements. Because here, right, there are certain requirements for jobs, there are certain certificates you might need for the job that you want to apply for. I'll give an example. If you want to work as a waitress, there's something here that they call food safe handling certificate. So you know that, okay, I need to get a food safe handling certificate. You know, okay, I'm going to look for an organization that gives that certificate. It doesn't, all the certificates I'm talking about, it's not as if you take a whole month course. It's just you go there, it's usually a day. They teach you, they do a crash course for you, you write an exam. It's not a huge, I'm saying an exam, but it sounds big. You write a test and then they give you a certificate there and then. Okay, so if you want to work as a waitress, okay, you know that you need food safe handling. That's a major requirement to work as a waitress, or to work in a restaurant. You go get that certificate. Another example, if you want to work in the care or support area, you know that, okay, I need to get first aid first aid certificate, or I need to get a CPR certificate, and it's just like 1 day courses usually. So you know those requirements that you need to get the job that you're seeking, right? So hop on it. Look for an organization in your province or the company that can do that crash course for you sharply. Get it done, have the certificates, because a lot of times though, when you go, if you now get called for an interview, before interview, so when they call you or when they email you back a response from getting your CV, they'll ask you, okay, do you have this certificate, do you have that certificate, depending on the job you're seeking, right? So it's important for you to get that out of the way so it doesn't hinder you. Even if you haven't gotten the certificate and they ask you, okay, have you gotten it? Maybe you know that you have paid for it or you have applied for it. Okay, you say, yes, I've gotten it. Before you start working there, you would have gone to take the course and it's ready in your purse to go. So know the requirements for the job you are seeking and make sure you have the requirements. Capiche? Good. Now, the next step is knowing someone, and I've said it already at the beginning of the video. Referrals are so important. So now your CV is ready, if your SIN is ready, everything is ready. It's important to know someone. Obviously you don't need to, you can still, obviously you don't wait to know somebody, you apply on Indeed. I'm going to put some websites in the description box of where people usually apply for jobs in Canada. Okay, I will do that for you guys. So for example, Indeed is really common here. You put your CV on Indeed, you apply for jobs on Indeed. A lot of people get jobs from Indeed here or LinkedIn. So apply. While you're doing that, if it's possible, you're now in the country, you're now in your city, you meet people, talk to people, don't be shy. You see your fellow, black person, your fellow Nigerian or your fellow Ghanaian or whatever. It doesn't have to be a fellow from your country. It can be just anybody. Just get friendly with people, because you have to talk, you have to meet people. I just got into the country, you don't know who will tell you, oh, there's an opening in my organization or whatever, right? So don't be shy, don't be unfriendly, smile, talk to people. And you don't know, you might meet people who will tell you, okay, oh, I know a place that's looking for a place, and it's easier that way. We all want to get, the easy way. It's not bad, right? It's easier for you to get a job from referral or hearsay, or maybe you hear about, even if you're not referred, you hear about a company that's looking for someone, you apply there because they're looking for someone, and now they have your CV, they're gonna call you. So while you're applying, by yourself, you're applying online, sending your CVs into these places. Here, I've not seen anybody that walks into places and drops CV. Everything is done online, at least from what I know. If you know differently, please let me know. So while you're applying online, meet people. A very good place to meet people when you get into a new country or city are organizations or places like churches, or if it's a mosque. Those are good places to meet people and talk to people, because there are so many people there, and they will give you some knowledge, some opportunity, they'll give you some knowledge, tell you things that you need to know, and help you in any way that they can. Okay, I'm not telling you to go to church for ulterior motives, but I'm just telling you that that's a good platform, because you're new in a city. Sometimes you're like, okay, so where do you go? So usually organizations like that, what am I calling church organization? So for example, a church, you go there, you meet people, and then it's a good way to now get connections or hear about places that need workers, or get referred by someone you never really know. So put yourself out there. Even if you go to the grocery store, you see someone that smiles at you, that looks friendly. Sometimes you see your people, okay, this one is Nigeria, this one is from Nigeria, that kind of thing. You get talking, be nice to people, don't come up front, So that's a good way. So while you're applying, try to get to know people so you can get referred. Or if you're lucky, you already know someone in the city, which is why a huge tip Another tip is knowing someone where you're going. Sometimes we all don't have that opportunity. Thankfully for me, I had that opportunity. I had that privilege per se. I knew someone, or I knew one or two people in the city that I was coming to. So if you know someone in the city you're going to, it makes things easier. They show you the ropes, they help you in any way that they can. But if you don't, that's fine. You'll still be okay. You will survive and get used to the place. But if you can, go to a place where you know someone. It helps a lot. Okay, if you get referred, you apply. Just keep applying. Like, I applied to so many companies when I first came. So I came in January, I started applying, but there was a job I was going for. So I sent my CV to the manager, because my friend had given me the manager's email. I sent my CV to the manager, and I think it took about let's just say 2 weeks for me to get a response. But I got a response from the manager immediately, saying, okay, I have your CV now, and I'll contact you as soon as I can, or as soon as I'm ready. So I just waited while still applying to other places. I was not going to wait for that one. But as I was applying, I did get some interviews, but before I could even get a response from those people, I got a response from the place I was referred to, and I started working on getting the job. Because obviously by the time you get called in for the interview, there's still certain steps that you need to take as well. Some people will do criminal check on you. Most places will do criminal check on you, and some other documentation things before you can even start working. So yeah, that was how I was able to get my first job. I started preparing from Nigeria. I spoke to my friend that was working. I was like, you need to start talking to your manager for me. Like, he literally started talking to his manager about me before I got to Canada. So it was that deep, because I put pressure because I knew I just wanted to come. I just wanted to start making that money without delay. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to list everything that I've mentioned in the description box, just so it's easy for you to follow. And I'm also going to list down some of the places people apply for jobs here in Canada, to aid you when you get here, or even before you get here, if you want, so if you can start applying, so yeah, that's it. That was how I was able to get my first job in Canada, just under a month. Literally under a month, because I got it before I clocked a month in Canada. I just didn't start working immediately because of documentations, criminal record check, and stuff like that. I just remembered on that thing. I'm going to just slip it in now before I end the video. That police clearance that you did in Nigeria, or wherever you're from, if you did a police clearance, bring your police clearance to Canada with you. It will be so helpful. Trust me, it will be so helpful. Okay, so thank you guys for watching again. I'm glad to be of service. If you have any video requests, let me know down in the comment section, and I will do my best to put it out, bring it to you as soon as I can. I love you guys so much. As always, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Join the family. What are you waiting for? Aren't you receiving premium content? So yeah, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Bye.